Welcome to the Totally Awesome Fishing Show. We are here at Finch Farm Fishery, which is a day ticket fishery. They do carp, they do catfish, pike, lots of different species. We're here on a nice sunny day in July 2016 and I'm hoping to catch my first UK catfish. Now I've caught catfish to over 100 pounds in Spain on the River Ebro and they fight incredibly well, but I think it's about time that I've come to the UK to some still waters and try and catch myself my first UK catfish. Going to put a slightly different angle on this episode in that we are going to try and target individual catfish using the Deeper Pro Plus fish finder, the castable fish finder, and the app on the smartphone. It's only a small lake, it's very small. In fact, I'll probably be able to map the whole lake in about 20 minutes because one of the benefits of these is that you can actually, it gives you bathymetric mapping so that you can basically see the composition of the lake bed.
And there's absolutely no question in my mind that you can spot individual fish on the bottom. Now, I've done quite a bit of fishing in British Columbia on the Fraser River for the big giant white sturgeon, and I've caught them to about 300 pounds. Now, the guides there use jet boats, and they go upstream with a sounder, and when they get to an area, a big pool, a big eddy, bend in the river, drop off of a gravel bar, they're fairly sure the sturgeon are going to be in there. They look for an individual sturgeon that looks like a log. You have the riverbed like this, and it jumps up, it's long and low. They would then line themselves up with the current, go up current, up river, anchor, and we would drop the baits back. And very often, do you know, we hook that very same sturgeon. So there's always a chance.
So what I'm going to be looking for on the Fish Finder app, the Deeper app, is there's going to be probably small fish like roach up near the surface, the top of the water column. About mid-water towards the surface will probably be carp because it's fairly warm. But the one I'm looking for, guys, is the catfish. And that should be showing up on the bottom. They are bottom feeders. So hopefully I'm going to have a cast around the lake. We can maybe identify one of the big fish. So I've cast and mapped the lake, and basically what I'm going to do, here's the map from it works via GPS, connected to a Wi-Fi to your phone, so it's kind of over Wi-Fi, connects to GPS. You can see there's the shallower end of the lake there. Then there's a sort of deep drop-off hole, and then as we get into the main part of the lake where we are now, there's much deeper water. I say much deeper. It's the depths go from about half a metre to about 2 metres. So I'm just going to go on the history button here. And here is my latest one. It says England, United Kingdom. I'm just going to rename it. You can edit it. And because we're here at Finch Farm, I'm obviously going to rename that one Finch Farm. And that map is now stored on my phone, so I can look at it at home. I can click on it, zoom in on my map. This is the Finch Farm, the lake we are fishing. And I can tap anywhere on this screen on my map, and it shows me the depths of exactly what the depth is at that area of the lake. So you can see 1.1 meters, 1.1. The dark orange is much shallower, 0.8. Again, most of it's about 1 meter to 2 meters over in the far end of the lake. So we're going to set up swim at about 1 meter, because on this history slider here, if I show you, this is the great thing. The fish are in the middle of my screen there, and the Deeper was at that point in the middle of the lake. And that was showing fish on the bottom. And if I keep coming back, we go over to the other side of the lake where I'm at. Here's where you can see there's fish at slightly different depths, which probably won't be catfish, more likely to be carp and small roach. And they were by the lily pads, those ones. But as you can see, as I scroll on this side, the Deeper itself moves on the lake map, which is brilliant. Now over here again, 1.3, it's right near the bottom, that fish. It's pretty much sitting on the bottom. A bit further, there's nothing over in that corner. Another one at 1 meter there, but it's slightly off the bottom. So I'm going through my history now, looking for fish that are exactly on the bottom, because they're going to be catfish. and I can see that there's obviously one there. It's not too far away from the spot that was previously there. Another one here, that was at the other end of the lake. But the most consistent fish on the bottom have been over in this section of the lake over here. And as you can see there, 1.6, it's right on the bottom. So we're going to target those areas, cast our baits out. We're using bluey for bait, and we'll show you how to bait up in a minute, and hopefully put that right over the catfish and get one in the net.
Right, now we know roughly where those catfish are. I'm going to be baiting up, but I'm not just using the ordinary bait. I've got some here. That's what it's like when it's dry. They're standard 2mm, just coarse feed pellets we get here, and they're called skrettings. And you can actually buy these in great big sacks. Now we all know that's the way to buy them. It's much, much cheaper in a big sack. And then we just decant into the buckets that we think we use for the day. I mix it up like a ground bait, just damp it. I've got a little bit of ground bait left over in there. I'm going to put some fish oil in there. That's the one that we purify ourselves. That's grade 2, super deluxe, strong oil. That's our raptor fish oil. And I've stirred that in there because catfish do love a little bit of fishy smell. And then, as you can see, I've left these pellets for 15 minutes damp, and now I can squeeze them into these ground bait balls like that. Now, two things can happen here. The catfish can come along, and I'm pretty sure, because that smells fishy, he's going to scoff it in one go. My theory is the small fish nibble away at it and break it all up. If I threw it in loose, I feel they would just take them too quickly. But the activity of the fish feeding, I feel sure, brings those catfish around, plus the smell of the oil in itself. So I'm making this stiff, quite hard. I want it to stay on the bottom. I want the little fish really tugging away at it, trying to break it down. Possibly they're not looking over their shoulder. Along comes Mr. Catfish. He either scoffs the fish here, or he pokes around, spooks them, and we pick him up on one of the fish baits we're using. We'll show you what we're using. And that bait we're going to be using is the bluey. It's very, very oily fish. Now I've already snipped the tail off. I'm going to take a section about, look, catfish in here can eat the whole thing. I feel that they might spit it out, and we just want to get Mike's first catfish for the UK. I'm going to be using that size. I cut it with a pair of scissors. This is so simple, it's ridiculous. The hook I'm going to be using, I got those in British Columbia as well. When I was out there sturgeon fishing, we did a lot of salmon fishing. I think it's called an octopus goldeneye hook. Might be made by Eagle Claw. I found them very sharp, very strong. Well, they use them over in BC for big fish, much bigger than we catch in the UK, so they would know. I'm happy with that hook. I just nick it through there. Now it's quite a wide gape hook, and it's just hanging like that. Dead simple, just free lining. It's laying on the bottom. And next phase is, how do you set your bobbins up?
So the setup we've got with the bobbins are, because we're free lining, obviously there's no lead, there's nothing like that that the fish can bolt into. Just got very light bobbins here, and I just set them flat like that. Obviously when the fish pulls forward, it will pull the bobbin up, and you'll see a drop back bite, it will just go flat back like that. Onto the reels, I'm using 6,000 size reels with 15-pound main line and a tight drag. I've set them on a tight drag. I'm not using the bait runner. They are bait runner reels, but I'm not using the bait runner. Set them on a tight drag because it's a small water and there's lots of reeds everywhere, and catfish are known to bolt straight for the weeds. So got to be careful, got to be sat right by your rods. Any finicky bobbin buzzers that go off, the bite alarm, a couple of bleeps, you do need to strike into the fish, because we've not got any leads that we're, there's no bolt rigs, it's just directly onto the fish.
It's a big fish. He goes to the little issues. Yeah, so just keep that, you're walking. You'll never get round it, I think.
I'll never get round.
Just keep pressure on him. That's the angle.
Look at that rod.
Man, it's a good fish.
He's so close to the reeds now. He's in the reeds, I think.
Run as high as you can keep it. Now, where are you up to now? Give that some power.
Tell you what, I know this is not your, this is a 2 3/4 pound test cab. It's not the strongest carp rod, but it's way stronger than the rods that you use.
Yeah.
And look at the bend in it.
Yeah, keep it on that angle. Keep it on that angle.
Oh man.
Oh, big ass fish.
This is my biggest.
No, let's get it. We're not there yet.
This could be my biggest UK freshwater fish.
Oh man, Jesus. It's big.
Come on. Come on. Don't come on.
Do you want me to net him?
Oh man, that's so big. I'm gonna walk. He's not in, he's not in. He's not in. He's in! Yeah. Come on! That is insane. Hold on. That is my biggest UK freshwater fish. Hands down. I don't think he's going to fit, Dad. This is for a 40-pound carp. I'm not sure this
That's a big
catfish is going
ass
to
catfish
fit.
in there, I'm telling you.
Oh my God.
For this little pool, people would never believe what's in it.
What a fight! I was running that
Unbelievable,
way, running
yeah.
this way.
Like that big tarpon.
What a fight. There's some weight to that.
That's over 30, that one.
Oh man. Look at that. And it's all thanks to
It was right where.
this. Brilliant. Right where we put it, wasn't it? On the bottom, the rig. We literally said when we were looking at the screen on the app,
We said there's 3 places worth casting to.
we'll plonk it on that one, and it took. Oh my God. Let me get the sling. Where's the sling? Over here. Oh wow, that was too
look at the hook's
easy.
nearly straightened, isn't it?
That
Is it
was
straight?
too
Oh no, it's
easy.
all right.
No.
Yeah. They came out really, really easy.
Well, that's as much as I could get him in the sling, Dad.
Wet and slimy,
Wet and slimy,
but worth it.
but 36 pound, 9 ounce of British catfish.
From a day ticket water,
From a
guys.
day ticket water.
Not private, not syndicated.
Look at the size of it, man. Size of his head. What a fight as well.
Yeah,
Had me
epic.
running across the reeds, all over the place. That is totally awesome.
He had no trouble taking 3/4 of a bluey.
Yeah, I came here to catch a catfish at Finch Farm, and I've gone and smashed
Got your first
pretty
PB.
much my first PB, but not just a small one. I was expecting sort of 5 to 10 pounds. I come out with 36 pound. What a beast! Absolutely chuffed with that, and we've still got time to get the baits out and hopefully catch another one.
Fingers crossed, you might not get one that size, eh?
Awesome. Well, guys, that was a totally awesome catfish.
I think I'll take that one.